Hi, I'm Brent Johnson, and today we are at the Episcopal Church of the Ascension in Dallas, Texas. With me is Mark Unkenholtz, and today we are looking at this Pasi organ from 2005. Mm-hmm. This is one of the instruments that's going to be on the OHS Convention, which is happening this July in Dallas. So we thought we'd give you a little preview of some of the instruments that you're going to see if you're coming to the convention. If you want more information about that, just find it down in the description. But Mark, tell us about this organ. I want to start by hearing some of the stops here, right here in the grate.
I'm happy to play. This instrument, I really think, gets its beauty and its lovely sound based upon this stop. This is the principal 8-foot on the grate. And it has such a beautiful singing tone. It is such an even sound from top to bottom.
And it's right here in the facade, so it just sings out directly into the room.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Adding to that, of course, the 8-foot down here, and then a 4. Adding 2 above that, and the inevitable mixture 4. And then for spice, I'll sometimes add the 2 2/3 up here at the top.
So we have a 4-rank mixture that's a 1 1/3, but you do have a 2 2/3 in between the octave and that you can add.
Yeah, lots of fun.
Just for my curiosity, play the chorus with just the 2 2/3 and no mixture.
Okay.
So a little spice, like you said.
Yeah.
So you can have that or just the mixture.
You bet.
Very good. So then from there it goes on up into some flutes, but let's talk about the swell chorus a little bit.
Sure.
How it combines with the grate.
I also have a favorite stop here, of course, and that's the viola down here. It's such a lovely, beautiful sound. And it closed down.
It's very gentle. But it's bright and it's clear.
Yes, it is. Then, of course, we need some string sound, so.
Lovely. Warm, soft strings.
Then I add board lots of times. So we can take these off, of course, or keep this and add 4-foot.
So it's a string. 2/8 and a 4-foot principal. That's a really moderate principal for us. Well, usually they're kind of in your face, and that one's.
The fun part of it is, at first I was like, oh, I need an 8-foot up there, but it hasn't been that problem. These all work really well. Here's the 2 added to that. And so these oftentimes, like for contrasting things in hymns, introductions, those kind of things, works really well.
So you got a little chorus and a swell.
Exactly, yeah, from that. Great. Then, of course, some fun reeds up here at the top. Trumpet. 16.
Those are 2 independent reeds of bassoon and trumpet.
Yes, exactly. Okay. And then I lots of times take this off and add the viola down here and then make a solo stop up an octave.
It's playing the 16 up.
And then, of course, we have to have some tremolo.
Oh, of course.
Now, this tremolo does affect the entire organ. So you have all of that shimmying going on.
But that's nice to have another reed option, as in if you just play the 16 up an octave, you have completely separate.
Oh, in fact, we didn't talk about that. There is actually that down here. On the grate, there's this interesting stop called suavial. And if you add, here's the principal again. And then add that.
Principal Celeste. There.
Exactly. Yes. And I think we said the Italian way.
Well, yeah, Italian organs frequently have those. American organs don't. So that's great that you've got. It's almost a solo quality voice, almost like a solo string, but it's very gentle and very beautiful.
True. Then pedal-wise, really, this sub-bass it's one independent stop here, and then these, of course, are all borrowed from
principal 8 borrowed from the grate,
and then the bassoon and trumpet from here.
Okay.
But
that works.
Even though it seems like maybe that's a sort of a restricted number, it works. Yeah. It really does work. Especially when you want more bass with this, but want to prepare trumpet up here or other kinds of things, you can do it independently because you've got 2 to pedal, 2 to 1, and that. So
Very, very versatile instrument for not a ton of stops, but everything's and it's all in a very compact case. We should say the grate's here, right in front of you, on top of the console. with the swell behind it, and then the 16-foot is hanging off the back of the case.
Yes, exactly.
One thing we didn't mention, you also have a 16-foot Borden.
That's
on
true.
the grate, so you have a real
for
16-foot.
lots of great things.
Yeah.
Mozart, Handel, those kind of. Oh,
So what does that sound like if I pull out all of our
You
principal
bet.
chorus?
Here we go.
Big sound,
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely.
not an overwhelming big sound. It's very
No.
perfect for this room. The sound
So
is
that's one thing I was going to show you. I laugh about this, but I use the 8-foot flute.
Right, we didn't talk about this. We have a roar flute in the grate.
Yes.
8-foot.
And then lots of times this works out really beautiful. Just add the 4-foot. Wait a second, I'll put the trumpet on here. But I sometimes skip that and go to the quint here as one solo, or heresy and heresy. Skip way
Straight
over and go to the 1 3/5.
Yeah, it's a bright little colorful sound
Yes,
that
it
sticks
is.
out. And
In
Paul
fact,
Mons would be proud.
I lots of times use this in the Flor Peters aria
Oh,
because it's quiet enough, but yet distinctive enough that people will go, "Oh, what was that piece?"
Well, thank you, Mark, for showing us this wonderful 2005
Absolutely.
Pasi organ, 2 manuals and 21 ranks, all mechanical action organ. It just sounds lovely in this room.
Okay.
Come to the convention this July here in Dallas, and if it's after July, well, you've missed it, but you can always go down and see the link to the OHS website down in our description, or when the next event is going to be.
Or come by yourself and I'll let you play it.
Wonderful. They extended the invitation to come play this wonderful instrument. Remember, for streaming classical organ music 24 hours a day, visit any of our 3 streaming stations, organlive.com, Positively Baroque, or The Organ Experience. If you like this video, please subscribe and click the thumbs up button. I'm Brent Johnson. I'll talk to you next time.